There we go. Welcome to a brand new season of Formula One. This season I am going to be joining Mercedes and my teammate's going to be Lewis Hamilton. First Grand Prix is at Bahrain this season, and we are finishing at Abu Dhabi, I believe. So it's going to be a very close season. Mercedes have got a new driver. No. So this is the stats for the new Mercedes driver. 0 pole positions, 0 podiums, because he has only started this season. So let's get into the race weekend here at Bahrain, where it will be a very, very, very close weekend, hopefully. A new Mercedes driver, so we'll have to see the top out of him, the top performance for him. Round 1 out of 16. And we'll have to wait and see who comes out on top. Last season in Formula 1, Red Bull of Alexander Albon come first to bring that home for the Red Bull. This and the season before was Lewis Hamilton, but this season is going to be more intense, I can already tell. So the race will be nighttime. Practice 1 will be sunny. Practice 2 will be nighttime. Qualifying will be nighttime as well. So this is a mixture of day and night this season.
You're done with the technician's briefing. Look, I know we've got a lot to get through in FP1, but Will Buxton's been pushing for a quick interview before you head out on track. Don't worry too much, he's a good lad. He's just over there. These media appearances are important for a few reasons. They'll help build your profile and your brand. Plus, your team will get a real boost to their motivation if they hear you praising them. Will, as promised, sorry to keep you waiting.
Ah, mate, not a problem at all, not a problem.
Look, we've got to be out on track in about 5 minutes for FP1, so we can only spare you a couple of minutes max. Is that going to be enough time?
More than enough. We're already set up. Cool, let's go. Set. We're used to seeing rookies in Formula 1 every year, but this season there's a youngster that's arrived with perhaps a little more interest in them than usual. And that's because while they've been successful at every level of their career, from karts all the way through to Formula 2, they've somehow managed to stay pretty much under the radar. They don't have that luxury anymore, though. They're in Formula 1. Millions of people around the world watching their every move, both on and off the racetrack. So let's take some time to get to know them a little bit better.
So tell us a little about yourself. What's the thing you're most excited about being here in Formula 1? After your successful junior career, you must have had a lot of interest. What drew you to sign for your current team? What do you think your prospects are for the season? Are you aiming...
Really appreciate your time, but know you're very keen to get on. Best of luck out there.
This first race of the season is always quite difficult for us trackside, and for those back at the factory as well, as it's the first time the car has run since winter testing. The more consistent mileage you can get in these sessions, the happier we'll be. We have a number of programs to run during these practice sessions. You can check the details in the car monitor. We'll get good data for both the race and factory teams, so they're well worth running. Okay, the circuit is clear at the moment. We're good to go. Okay, here's something to remember about this circuit. Turns 9 and 10 are very tricky. Ignore 9 almost entirely, stay in the middle and take it straight so that you're set up for 10. If it gives you problems, remember that it's all about exit speed out of 10. Don't try and carry too much momentum into the apex, as you'll just understeer off into the sand. Quick note about tyres. Just bear in mind we have to return the 2 most worn sets at the end of this session. They're gone forever at that point, so be careful how and when you use them, and don't waste any sets that you might need later on. If you find yourself getting understeer, then you're not getting enough grip from the front tyres. It could mean that the car isn't being allowed to lean on the tyre, possibly caused by a front suspension that's too stiff, or maybe the front wing isn't producing enough downforce.
So, Lewis Hamilton has got the best time with a 1:36. It's the time to beat in this practice 1 session. Roman Grosjean crashing at this circuit and going into, well, a ball of fire. But the Mercedes is looking pretty fast there with his teammate Lewis Hamilton, and in front of him is Sebastian Vettel. off goes the Mercedes. I'm not.
Huh?
I'm not. I'm doing a replay. Mercedes going off. So that corner sometimes is hard, sometimes to handle. And he's got a damaged front wing through that. So he'll have to pit, and no flying lap done for that Mercedes yet. Nope, no time. Spinning off and crashing into the wall. So a new front wing will have to be fitted on that Mercedes. Carlos Sainz is doing well in his McLaren.
Standing by.
Out goes the Mercedes again. Hopefully it doesn't spin and, well, hit the wall again this time. Ooh, look at that front tyre. It looks like it's been a bit worn by the spin in the, I believe that was from the skid. Burned his tyres a little bit. Now will that be the catcher there for this weekend? With every circuit has an easy place to go off, except from a tight circuit, but every circuit has an easy place to go off. And this time the Mercedes have just shown where it is. Right, he's coming up to where he did spin. He couldn't control the car. The second it went in a spin, that was it. He had to go for the wall. He wouldn't have time to control the car. Nailing it that time. That's how he has to do it on his flying lap and in the race and qualifying, because qualifying is also a big part. So the Mercedes has set no time, but he's going on his fast lap now. Coming round into turn one. Coming into a slight turn two. Coming in turn three. A lovely exit out of turn three. Coming into turn four. A purple sector for the Mercedes. Mercedes going off there. They're not hitting the wall, luckily. I swear he spun on his slow lap, but he didn't spin there this time. Another purple sector for the Mercedes. It's looking like he's going faster than his teammate Lewis Hamilton. Will Lewis Hamilton be beaten by his own teammate in this P1 session? Coming around the final corner now. Coming up to the straight. Where will he go? He goes first! With Lewis Hamilton in P2, Charles Leclerc in P3, Daniel Ricciardo in P4, Carlos Sainz in P5. Mercedes 1 and 2 up there now. Max Verstappen goes second place, faster than Lewis Hamilton, not faster, and then Bailey. And not spinning there, he did eat the curb a bit.
At some point before qualifying, let's get our track acclimatization program complete. It'll help us identify any specific problem areas on the circuit. All personnel be aware, car leaving.
left of P1.
The fastest lap at this point in time is a 1:33.0. So far, our fastest lap is a 1:33.0. You are in first position, front of the pack, and we're in front of Verstappen, Hamilton, and Leclerc. Currently, the fastest lap is a 1:33.0.
Imagine, how would I get like a .95?
Best lap so far is a 1:33.0.
And with all the cars now over the line, let's see our top three again. Bailey, Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. Sadly, it's time to say goodbye as free practice is over. However, we'll be back.
P2. This session will be in the dark. So a little bit harder to see for the drivers, but I think they'll cope perfectly fine. I think the results will be the same as P1. And yeah, what do you think the top three will be, guys? P2, boom. Oh, alright, never mind. And I know it's gone first. The lap time to beat is a 1:37 set by Albon. Mind you, the Mercedes got a 1:33. Roman Grosjean goes second, not by far. Max Verstappen goes first with a 1:36. Carlos Sainz goes second with a 1:36.930. And Lewis Hamilton goes first with a 1:34.
Don't push the car just yet. Track is still green. Try and take it easy for the first couple of laps.
That tyre is still ruined from the spin. but it don't seem to affect the car, by my word. But it could affect the car by its tyre allowance and wheel spin, and it could heat up inside the tyre, and then the brakes will heat up. You know. Where he spun in P1 and he's staying away from the curb. He's backing out of the curb when the Mercedes hit the curb and then fly over to the other side of the track. Right, Lewis Hamilton did to get first position on that lap. Max Verstappen beating Lewis Hamilton in P1 by the last second. A first purple sector for Bailey, looking like he's gonna go fastest all weekend. But not the best turn in there.
No threat of rain for the time being. Conditions looking good. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment. You're leading the pack, P1, and behind us are Hamilton.
First place for the Mercedes.
This point in time is a 1:33.5. You're leading the pack, P1. Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap. They're in second. Their best lap time is a 1:34.9.
Not that far in between the two Mercedes, about a second and a half. Not a spin there as well. Sergio Perez goes third place. Wow, what a lap time set by him. Sir Magnussen is also in fourth. Well, that's a qualifying time. that will be insane. Never seen Haas, I think, through to a qualifying in this in a long time. So Lewis Hamilton setting another lap time for 1:34.937.
We'd like to run the acclimatization program if you have a chance before qualifying. It'll give us a good indication of our relative pace and consistency.
Kevin Magnussen fourth.
Car is at 1:33.5.
P3. This now brings us
It's
to
time to remind ourselves of our top three.
practice 3. After this will be qualifying, and then the big thing, the race where everything matters in that. Who will gain their first big points? Mercedes winning qualifying, winning practice, because they only done one lap of the session, and that brought them to the win. Welcome to Q1, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and this is going to be a very, very close session. Qualifying and the race is really what matters. Practice, if your car goes boom and they can't fix it, that kind of matters as well. But well, yeah, it really does matter. Install Fortnite version 3.9 update file. Okay, we don't worry about that. So this season of Formula 1 is going to be very, very tight. Very, very close, and very, very vicious, I would say, because we've got Magnussen up there in P3, we've got Perez up there in P3, we've got the two Mercedes obviously rolling 1 and 2. They're both, by the looks of it, they're going for a champion and a driver's thing. Let's just let the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton cross the line. Lewis Hamilton, a 1:32 is the time to beat this session. And Bailey going in, waiting for the red to come out, and then that's where he's doing his lap time. So if he fails, he's basically doing a one-shot here. If he fails, it's all over. Here's his radar. Basically, this is a one-shot. Okay. Mercedes waiting for all the clean air. And then he's gonna go for it. I'm just getting the top 10 to be safe, really. Yes, it's Q3 or Q1, but we're just getting the top 10 to be in a secure position. Then be in the top 5 to be in a secure position. You don't really need to be mashing everyone in one. Hold your car back a little. But most of Mercedes power, both of the Mercedes power is on max.
We need a quick lap, or that's qualifying over for us.
If he spins in this area, I think he will have to just carry on and going. And I don't think he might just get to... He's got 2 purple sectors. The Mercedes, as you can see now, his fuel management is on max, and that's burning easily. Where will the Mercedes go? Will he get through to Q3? Yes, he will. He goes first position.
Good job.
With a 130. So he's going through to Q2, unless everyone goes faster again, but I don't think everyone else is on the track. So yeah, he's definitely going through to Q2. Both Mercedes should in theory make it to Q3. Coming into the Mercedes catch out area. Both Mercedes have spun here this weekend. Lewis Hamilton not hitting the wall, and Bailey hitting the wall. Mercedes says he's out, he might as well take the flag. Look how he's been ripping into them soft tyres. And just to get the best out of Mercedes' car is good. Because you can see how much pressure they're putting into that pedal to make something magical happen. So Bailey always comes out in the red to make it like a last minute move. Why in fact like a last minute move? Or he will decide and come out in the clean air and Grosjean eventually comes in. Now Max Verstappen is here in the... Max Verstappen is 9th. So that's a worry for Red Bull. They could be losing one of their best drivers in this session. But the Mercedes may not just get round to be doing their flying lap now. He just gets on the edge of doing his flying lap, the Mercedes. Wow! Max Verstappen going up to 3rd position. The Mercedes is being held up by Red Bull. But he still gets 1 second faster than Kvyat. Only 10 cars remain after this. This is the Mercedes last shot, and then we're going into Q3. A 129. Pitting him first on the score sheet. Max Verstappen getting through. So the people in the last shot is Daniel Ricciardo just about, Sergio Perez, Sebastian Vettel, Lance Stroll, Carlos Sainz, Alexander Albon, Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, and the 2 Mercedes, Bailey and Lewis Hamilton. If they get a first season 1 and 2, first race 1 and 2, that'll be interesting. Because the Mercedes will be looking strong, but we'll have to wait and see. He's gonna do a danger move, especially for Q3. You don't want to be starting 10th. Daniel Ricciardo thinks he'll be starting 9th, but he most definitely won't be starting 9th. Ricciardo, the Mercedes is on it. Bailey is on his fast lap now, and we are just sitting at 9th. Okay. Qualifying is complete, so this is Q3. Max Verstappen, the last minute, going with a 132, and the Mercedes has already crossed the line. So there won't be a Mercedes 1 and 2 this weekend. It will probably be a Red Bull 1, a Red Bull 2 and a Mercedes 1 by the looks of things, or a Red Bull 1 and a Mercedes 2. He's got to beat a 132. He hadn't beat that this weekend except from a 129. He goes at 130. The Mercedes is on pole.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top
And
three.
only Max Verstappen splitting the two Mercedes apart. Who will come out on top? Max Verstappen, Bailey, Lewis Hamilton, Carlos loads.
Let's have yours. It's always good to qualify at the front, isn't it? You didn't spend much time practicing.
Pole position from Mercedes, Max Verstappen alongside a dark race. Hard to see the Mercedes most likely because the Red Bull was holding him up in a fast zone, so it will definitely be hard for the guys to see the Mercedes. Carlos Sainz in a Red Bull McLaren starting fairly close to a big side of the pack.
Well done. That was a good qualifying performance.
Here we go. The moment of truth. Who will come out on top of this race? A cup. It will be close. It will very be close. Good luck
Welcome
and
to
enjoy.
the 2020 Formula One World Championship. Here we are at the first race in what should be another thrilling season. I think the action this year will be very, very close. But as always with F1, you can never be too sure. Anyway, let's get started. Formula One returns to the desert today on this exceptional 3.36 mile circuit. 15 corners provide plenty of overtaking opportunities. It could be a strategic race, this one, with Sakir notorious for eating up the rear tyres. Watch out for drivers managing their rubber at some point during the Grand Prix. Here we are then, Formula One in 2020. The fight for the World Championship all starts here today. Mercedes on the hunt for a 7th consecutive title. They'll have Ferrari and Red Bull to contend with along the way. Williams struggled to find their feet last year. They'll be hoping for a stronger start this time around. And what I wonder of the Renault-powered cars. Will they be able to step forward, maybe even onto the podium on a regular basis? Plenty to discuss then with Anthony Davidson. He's out of hibernation too, and alongside me in the commentary box once again.
It's good to be back, Crofty. Let's hope for some good racing today. We can't know at this point how competitive these teams are relative to each other, but hopefully nobody is able to run and hide. We want to see these drivers pushing to the limit all the way to the checkered flag.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Bailey lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Sainz.
Let's convert this pole position into a win today. Good luck.
Formation lap.
Okay, how was the pull away? You'll have a bit more grip than that on the start, but we need to warm the tyres properly now. Make sure you get some heat into the brakes as well.
Look at all that smoke puffed by the Mercedes at the start. There you go. This will definitely not how it will pull away in a real race. But if it does, I think that might be an easy win for the Mercedes.
expected, no rain expected for the time being.
Formation that builds everything up, doesn't it? Yep, it is, and all lining up to the grid. This is it. No turning back from here. Look at the map from the Mercedes one. Will he smoke Lewis out?
The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights.
I think he might just accidentally smoke Lewis Hamilton out. Lights out! And away we go here at the Bahrain Grand Prix. An awesome start for Bailey, coming up into first position, coming round the final first corner. Max Verstappen looking for an overtake on the Mercedes. Everyone looking to win this first race of the Grand Prix this weekend. Lewis Hamilton going on Max Verstappen already, and he makes a successful overtake already. Lewis Hamilton now going to be looking on his teammate. Who will come out on top on after lap one? This will be an interesting race now. The Mercedes of Bailey looking up in some corners already. He's under pressure by his teammate already. Lewis Hamilton looking to go P1 from P3 in a snap. Oh, the two Mercedes almost bashing into each other there. Lewis Hamilton coming in without an expected note. Side-by-side action. Who will get the most pace? Lewis Hamilton will. Who gets the most pace in corners? It's Bailey by the looks of it. They touch. Did that damage Lewis Hamilton's speed? Bailey goes off quite a bit there. Coming round here where he spun. I hope he don't spin this time. Lewis Hamilton going for the overtake, coming down the straight. Will he make the overtake? Yes, he will. Will he salute it in front of him? Yes, he will. The Mercedes, Bailey is faster in corners, as we all know. Coming out of the corner, though, we didn't know, but he makes a successful overtake there. Max Verstappen gonna be looking on Lewis Hamilton, letting him in now. There it is. He's looking on him. But he can't find room for the overtake. In fact, Carlos Sainz will get his third, is fighting for P3. So he will also get a podium. Lewis Hamilton fighting for P1, backing down a little bit there, but gaining up. Bailey faster in the corners. He goes wide in that corner though. What gives Lewis the speed to go through? Coming in down into kind of a straight. Side by side action with the two Mercedes. Both of the Mercedes want to win, but what one will win? That's the question. A lot of stuff already happening, and we're only on lap 2. Everybody out there just has to chill out. The Mercedes! Oh, Bailey has gone wide, but they ain't lost him a position, except from P1 by the looks of it. He's faster in corners, but they're side by side into the corner. Lewis Hamilton leading out of the corner. They touch. Did that damage damage this front wing? No! But that did heat up Lewis Hamilton's back tyre. Max Verstappen looking for the slipstream to go through as well. That looked like he was going to go in a spin there, but he done. Max Verstappen looking on the Mercedes. Will anything magical happen there? No. Coming into the turning, Bailey is faster than Lewis Hamilton in turnings, but not that time. It was a bit farther off, but this time it really is looking for DRS, but he can't get the DRS. Lewis Hamilton is faster by 2 seconds. The Mercedes pit will be very soon. They touched a little tap there. Has that lost anyone's position? No, it hasn't. But it gained the Mercedes a position. The bit I like about the end of this race is fireworks. Bailey backing out. He knows it's faster in corners and corner exits. Max Verstappen completely getting blocked. Giving Albon the boost to come up. Oh, Lewis has spun with his teammate. Lewis Hamilton has dropped down a couple of positions, which gave Albon the P2. Hamilton is now in P3. Yeah, that stuff happens. This is it from Lewis's view. Yeah. He's lucky he kept that on properly. But then Brooklyn blocking Albon. So he keeps that position. Brooklyn Max.
We sure know your commentating, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay, the car behind is catching you by 5/10 a lap. 5/10. Issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. We want to pit this lap, so push now. Release, release. Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tires. Lewis is in for a stop. Okay, the gap behind is 5.0 seconds.
Bailey in 8th position, everybody else in front of him though has to pit. But he may not just be close enough to get in front of Albon, so he might pit first and come out first, Albon. Albon has never led a championship in his career. So,
Boys,
huh?
dinner.
Really?